Hello everybody. In this screencast we're gonna investigate authentication, logging in a user, how to log in a user. So in our project I enabled authentication, and you see here the authentication method that I enabled, sign-in method, is email and password. Make sure that it is enabled. Now I want to know what to do. So now it's enabled, right? So now what I want to do is I'd like to go into the documentation. So I'll go into documentation, and then under build I'm gonna pick authentication, and then it asks you what platform are you using. We're using iOS, and I want to do getting started. So I already added the library, so this shows you how to add the library. And now I would like to authenticate. So basically I would like to, let's say, sign up another new user, sign in an existing user. So this is how you sign in an existing user. They give you the code. Here it is. So it's very straightforward. So I can copy the code from here, and this is email authentication, right? So auth.auth.sign-in. Okay, so that's, here is the login, and I already provided the app which you are providing an email and password. And here it is. We need to import something. So basically, what are we going to import? It tells you. I'm gonna import I think we will import Firebase or Firebase Auth. Let's see. But I would like to sign in. So basically you see here, signing in is basically just these couple of lines, sign in a new user. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, import Firebase Auth. That's the Firebase Authenticator. All right. And then we go down here. I can paste whatever is this, or I can try, let's say, auth.sign in. All right. And here you see here auth.auth gets you an instance. Sorry, auth.auth gets an instance of auth. All right. Dot sign in with email and password. See here is with email and password. This one. This is the email. All right, which is the variable that we have here, and here is the password, whatever the user has entered. And then I need one which has an event handler at the end, right? I want to capture that event. So basically go here, sign in email, you see, with completion handler, this one. Here is email, all right? And here is password, and I need the completion handler. So sign in with email and password and a completion handler at the end. So sign in with email and handler with completion handler. Where is that here? Email and password, and then the completion handler is at the end. Okay, here it is. Here is email, and then there is password. And then I need the completion handler. So I go here, say completion handler, and here we are. And this is the auth result. I'll call it maybe result. And this is the error, or call it auth result. Auth result. Okay. And basically what they are doing, this is an asynchronous call, meaning it will go to the server, it will email, sign in that user with email and password, and it will return some kind of an auth result. So here you can check to see if the result is successful. So basically you could say if, you could go here and say if error is equal to nil, right? If it's equal to nil, then there is no error, right? Else there is an error. And this means that it's not successful. So basically here we could just do print error dot message. Right? You can get from the message the localized description, and it gets you the message. Error dot localized description. Okay. Here this means that you have logged in successfully. So logged in successfully. Right, fully. We can try this out. Here it is. And we will see. Here is the app. Here it is. And I'm going to enter any email and any password because I don't have any users in the system yet. This is an app we just created, right? So here we are. We are in. Here is the username and password that we're going to enter. I'm just going to enter any username and password, just maybe a@a.com, test 1 2 3 just to test, right? Okay, once the app runs, let's run it again. Okay, here we are, and then we should be able, here it is. Okay, so here I'm just, let's type a@a.com, test 1 2 3, log in, and what we're providing here, supplied authentication credential is malformed or expired. Okay, so the email and password seem to be not correct, right? It should return back, usually it should say that this user and password does not exist. But anyway, so let's go back to the authenticator. Here's the authenticator here, and add a new user. Let's say a@a.com and test 1 2 3. So I'm adding a new user, add user. So now this user is added. Now let's go back and authenticate again. So I'm here and I'm gonna click on login, and it says logged in successfully. Now let's mess up the password. Let's say 111111111, and I click on login, and it says the supplies authentication is malformed or expired. This is the message that it's returning. There is also a description that is localized description. Now it's just whatever is being printed here, right? So we are logged in. So now once you are logged in, you will see that I have in this example provided in the scene delegate a method that takes you to the show home, right? So let's call it show home. Okay, home screen. And basically, if you call this method, it's going to go and load this view controller with this identifier onto the screen to replace whatever is on the screen. Now, if you go back to the main here, you will see that I have two view controllers, one here and one here, and this one is home, right? Let's give it a name, home here. Okay, here is, or the title home, right? So basically, it's gonna go home, and this is the home view controller. Here is home. I think I have home view controller. Where is that? Home view controller. And then this navigation controller, it's you see here, its storyboard ID is home VC, right, or view controller. And you'll see in the scene delegate, that's what we are loading, right? All right, so now let's run it again, and I'll show you that when you log in, it will go home. So we'll go here, and here it is, a@a.com, a@a.com, test 1 2 3, login, and the login is successful. We never asked it to go home. We need to do that. So basically here, when everything is said and done, if it's okay, we'll go home. So we'll do scene delegate dot go dot show home, right? And we'll run it again. Okay, a@a.com, test 1 2 3, login, and we're home. All right, so it's very simple. You just write a very simple couple of lines, and boom, you are logged in. Another thing to keep in mind, I can also use, I already have this extension, so basically I can, instead of doing it like this, I could say, for example, show alert with okay, and then this is the login error, and then the message could be error dot localized description, and then the action is nil. I don't need to do any action. So now you see, if I run this again, explicitly coerced from string. All right, here is the string here. Okay, run this again. Okay, so let's run it again. Alright, so we can change it. It needs to be changed into a string. This localized description is not a string. Error question mark dot localized description. We're good. So it should be a string. Here it is. Okay, that's the message. Error. Da, da, da. Oh, this one needs a self. Sorry, self dot. Alright, we run it again, and we're good. Here we are. And now you see, if you type this, which is login error, test 1 2 3, and you do that, email address is badly formatted. This is all stuff that's coming in from the a@a.com, test 1 2 3, login, and we're logged in. Cool. So now I logged in, I run it again, and what happens is that it's taking me back again to the login screen. I don't want that. I already logged in. So why it doesn't show the home screen? In order to do that in the scene delegate here, okay, I would like to see if the user is logged in or has logged in successfully before, and if there is a session established. So in order to do that, I will use Firebase Auth. Import Firebase Auth, all right? And then the interesting thing about Firebase Auth is that there is a user, so check to see if what is the current user. If the current user object is not nil, this means that this user is logged in. Otherwise, the user is has not logged in. So you'll say if auth.auth.current user, okay, is equal to nil, right? Then this is not logged in. Else that user is logged in. So if it's equal to nil, so I will do scene delegate dot go to login, right? Show login. Otherwise, scene delegate dot show home. Here's that. So now when we run this again, here it is. We're logging in. Here is home, and we are home. I want to log out. So basically, you see what happened is that because I logged in before, it stores the currently logged in user in a session that you are able to, or actually in the user defaults or the local storage. So then next time you come in, the Firebase Auth library reads this stored information and can get who is the currently logged in user. So this user is logged in. That's why we could check to see if there is a current user, right? Because the current user is not nil if they have logged in successfully. So that's how do we log out? So we go back here, scroll down a little bit, manage users, password authentication. Here it is, and it shows you password authentication, what you can do, and we are using Swift here, and let's see, password authentication. Where is it? So let's see, email link, manage users, and you see here you are able to create a user profile, user verification, user password, change password, delete user, re-authenticate user, or let's go again with I would like to log out. So they have it in the documentation somewhere here to show you how to log out. All right, here it is, how to sign out. Here it is. This is how you sign out. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I am going to go back here to the main screen, and for the home screen I'm going to add, let's say, add a button to use as a logout button. So here it is, the bar of byte item button. I just dragged it, dropped it at the top of the bar at the top, and then I'm going to change the text to make it to indicate that this is logout. All right, here it is. Go here and select the assistant so that it shows me the code, and then I'm gonna go from here to here, and I'm just gonna say logout clicked. Here we are. And then basically here what I'm going to do is I'm going to import Firebase Auth. Here it is, import Firebase Auth, and then technically what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna copy this code from here and paste it here. So basically this is Firebase auth.firebase auth instead of, I don't need this variable, and this is what I'm doing here. And then if everything is good, I'm just going to do scene delegate dot show login, right? So if you log out successfully, it will show login. So let's run it, and we are here. And here is the logout screen. I clicked on it. I'm showing the login. Now see, when I run the app again, when you perform this auth.sign out, it clears this stored information or the stored session information or the token information for that user. And now you are able to log in again. So a@a.com, test 1 2 3, login, and here we are, we're logged in. Now if you want access to the currently logged in user, you can get access to the currently logged in user by auth.auth.current user, right? So that you can do that. All right, so we demonstrated how you can log in. It's very easy, and log out. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to sign up a new user. All right, please let me know if you have any questions.